Yo, what is good, everybody? Today we have One Piece chapter 1056, and we have a lot of stuff to talk about today. We have the main event, Buggy D. Clown, the greatest pirate of all time in this chapter. We have Yamato news in this chapter, and we also have Katakuri in the cover story. This is when I knew this chapter was going to be great. So, like the video, subscribe, and without further ado, let's get into the review. Okay, so let's start off with the cover story. Normally, I don't talk about the cover story because it's kind of like, do I really talk about it? But since Katakuri is in the cover story and he is one of my favorite characters in the entire story, let's talk about it. Look, he's putting Germa 66 in their place. It's all Katakuri. He looks like he's finally healed now. He's probably going to take over the Big Mom Pirates because Big Mom got to retire after losing the Kid in Law. Sorry, like they're not bad, but you got to retire after that. However, to start off the chapter, we are at the Flower Capital, and this is right after Green Bull's attack on Wano. And we see Shinobu and Raizo are drained thin, pause, by Green Bull. So, I mean, it is what it is. We know that happened, right? Kinemon was too worried about getting the Gok 3000 scooper vacuum that he got, talking about some forgive me, I should have been there. Everybody knew that he was there. Everybody with power sense knew that he was there at least. But, you know, I can't blame Kinemon. Look, he hasn't really gotten it for him in a cool, 8 months since he time traveled. Like, I can't blame him, bro. Go get yours. Like, and she probably hasn't had nothing in 20 years. So, hey, get it on, my boy. Look, I can't be bad at it. He was even blushing a little bit at the end while those two were dying. However, if we want to talk about something ridiculous, Carrot is the new ruler of Mokomo Dukedom. Now, if I'm going to be honest, I don't think Carrot is ready to be a ruler of a country yet. I don't know if she can protect it like they did, you know? It's not that I don't think she has the personality to do it. I just don't know if she has the power to do it. Now, if she's getting help, then I feel like that's cool. Like good help, like not like the Musketeers, dude. However, they're saying because Pedro's will lives more in her than it does in anybody else, then that's why they chose her. So I can't be mad at the reason why they chose her. However, I just have questions on, can she protect it for long? Anyway, Sukiyaki finally grows a pair of balls, and he goes up to Hiyori and Momonosuke and says, I'm your granddad. I'm in debt to you because of what I did. And instead of how he thought they were going to be lashing out at him, they're happy to find out they still have family that's around. So that was great to see that they had a little family moment there. And the Scabbards, besides Kinemon, knew that he was alive, which was hilarious, but they didn't want to expose him. So I think that was very good for them. Did not do that. Let him do it on his own terms. But if we skip past that, we go to Robin telling the entire crew that Pluton is in the country. And it seems like the only other person that really cares about what she said was Frankie, because he had the plans for Pluton. So reasonably the other Straw Hats aren't going to be, oh my gosh, Pluton's here, because they really don't care. They just care about the adventure pretty much. So while Robin was talking about this, I completely forgot Caribou existed. He ended up showing up and saying that there's a certain someone who would love to hear about this. Look, he's going to snitch to somebody. It's probably not going to work out. They're probably not going to believe him unless it's like a guy who's very high up. A few days later, when everybody has had their fun, Wano looks completely different. Momonosuke is getting a lot of praise. He's getting a lot of Shogun over here, Shogun over there. One of those. He looks very, very mad about that, by the way. I don't know. I don't think he's used to the spotlight yet. It's going to have to get some taking used to a lot of the praise that he's going to get. But he goes to find Zoro, and he's trying to get Zoro to teach him some sword techniques. But they're not there. None of the Straw Hats are there. He's running all across Guano trying to figure out where they're at. And he asks Hiyori where they're at. And in typical Straw Hat fashion, they leave without anybody noticing. That was kind of funny because they always do that. But I would have liked to see something. Well, we might still get it. But I'd like to see Kinemon and Momonosuke at least get a farewell or something. But they didn't leave yet. And the only reason why they didn't leave yet is because Law, Kid, and Luffy are arguing about which way they go. I'm gonna miss Law and Kid, especially Law. Kid, Look, I'm gonna miss him a little bit, but Laws, who I'm going to really miss because he's been with us for so long, and I love Law's character. But Luffy, Kid just get tricked by Law. I'm not even tricked, they're just being idiots. Luffy and Kid get into a fight about which way they should go since Law already picked his. So Luffy makes the argument that since he's an emperor, he should be first pick, and Kid gets mad at that because he doesn't like how cocky emperors are now. But he says Buggy pisses him off the most, and we get a flyer that has Buggy, Dracule Mihawk, and Crocodile, and it says Cross Guild. And Zoro and Luffy are so shocked by this. Zoro says he can't imagine Hawkeye doing that. Luffy's surprised Buggy even has subordinates. So Law's giving Buggy a lot of praise, saying if he's capable of commanding men like this, then he's definitely a worthy emperor. Luffy scratching his head, said myself, no, he's just a moron. And if you get caught a moron by Luffy, that's kind of lets you know what kind of pirate you are. But this is Buggy D Clown, so this is an exception. So the Crossed Guild is issuing bounties on Marines, so it's flipping what the Marines are doing to the pirates. And I actually like this idea because, you know, there's like theories going around of like if Akainu was a pirate, he would have had a One Piece in 2 years. That's what Oda said. Or what would the bounties be for the admirals? We could finally get something like this now. So I think that this is a great way for them to see the power levels and like the value that the Marines have. And also, this could be a great way to bring back bounty hunters into the story, even though they haven't really been in the story at all since like East Blue. However, Law gives Kid a low poneglyph saying that he earned it or whatever. And Kid says, do you want to go after the man marked by flames? Now, people are theorizing all over who the man marked by flames is. And if I'm being honest, I think that it might be Sabo. Because there's only one person that I know that has a flame type scar and he has the flame fruit. So it would just make sense that it's him. But at the end of the chapter, we see that Yamato has finally made up her mind and now she is joining the Straw Hat crew. We've seen this coming, but she said it's finally time for me to live like Odin did. And I feel like Luffy is going to let her join, but over time she's going to figure out that she doesn't need to be like Odin and she will find herself being on the Straw Hats. So overall, I would give this chapter a solid 9 out of 10. Unfortunately, I can't give it like the 9.5 or 10 that it was because A, I did predict that Crocodile and Mihawk were both going to be on the crew, and B, it got spoiled for me on Twitter. I was so angry that I got spoiled. I was so mad. But if you liked the video, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.